morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. And greetings and welcome to the Spiritual Awareness Journey program, which we're delighted to say we're at season 2, episode 26. And I wanted to thank you for joining us today. And we are truly happy to see you here today at our virtual spiritual talk platform, where the practical application of all things spiritual within our daily living is shared and discussed by experienced speakers from all walks of life, as well as by our special guests who are realized souls called Mahatmas. This program today is brought to you by the Manav Dharam YouTube channel, and I'm your host, Govinanda. And we wish to extend our warmest welcome to you, connecting with us from all around the globe to spend this precious moment with us as we address this week's topic of action by attribute and intention. We humans are blessed with the potential to bring awareness to each and every action taken, be it by the mind, body, speech, heart, and or the spirit. We learn in science class in school that every action has its equal and opposite reaction. And in the same vein, and in religions speak of, as you sow, so shall you reap. Both these statements, in their own ways, emphasize how the effects of every action affect us in our daily lives. And saints tend to say the secret of action is deep. And to understand action, inaction, and inaction is the true mystery. Once realized and understood, man will forever change for the greatest and highest in this life. We humans are in a constant state of action, of which we most of the time are not aware of. As we're walking, talking, thinking, our whole being is in motion. And we, through the cosmos, are broadcasting our feelings, our emotions, our beliefs, habits, and desires to all we encounter by the vibration and frequencies that we carry with us. And we can even have a global effect known as the butterfly effect. I wanted to move on to today. Our expert panel is made up of Mr. Murali from Argentina and Mahatma Nirmohi Baiji from India, who will illustrate the many facets of this topic, action by attributes and intention, and how we, by becoming aware of the cause and effect of our actions, can change ourselves and also have an incredible effect on ourselves, the others around us, our home life, our environment, the towns we live in, the cities we live in, and the countries we live in. But even beyond this, we can have that impact. As spiritual beings, our actions have an extensive impact and a deep impression on this world and our human life. And once we receive spiritual knowledge, we will learn to commune with the spiritual being we in essence truly are, by connecting with the divine within us. And through the action of spiritual meditation, we can forge a direct connection with our original spiritual source. In so doing, we may start our own spiritual awareness journey, and we will learn and know to take actions that will keep us connected with that pure energy source. And we can also purify our hearts and minds with positive actions and selfless intent. This, when practiced diligently, will grant us the highest state of consciousness, and in doing so, achieve our true purpose, which is enlightenment. And as this one race, this human race, we will experience oneness by taking the action of practicing spiritual meditation on the supreme source from where all actions originated since the beginning of creation. We will know that love is the divine itself in constant action, and thriving in praise and gratitude, we may live in a spiritually enlightened world while exploring the glorious, magnificent creation, and be at peace and feel at home where we are. The Spiritual Awareness Journey team wishes to announce that our 45-minute program will be recorded and available on the Manav Dharam YouTube channel with subtitles following this program. And we will also have a Q&A session, which will be at the end of the presentation of both our speakers. So please do use the chat box that is open on the side to pose any questions to both of our speakers, either to Nirmohi Baiji or to Murali. And we are now delighted to introduce our first speaker of the day. And honouring us once more again today is all the way from Argentina, Mr. Murli. So Murli is from Argentina, and he has been spiritual seeker involved in spiritual practices for over 44 years now. And in 1977, Baiji Maharaj became his spiritual master, and Murli has faithfully followed Maharaj's teachings in his own life and his instructions for meditation ever since. After meeting Baiji Maharaj and receiving his spiritual initiation, Murli stayed with his guru for 6 months and then returned to his country. Soon after arriving in Argentina, Maharaji wrote to Murli asking him to give light and love to others. And this is where he decided to become a yoga teacher and followed his guru's advice by helping many spiritual aspirants. Murli also wrote a book, The Choice of Being Happy, where he shares his understandings of how to apply spiritual teachings in daily life, and therefore it has been really enlightened. So please now join me in listening to Mr. Murli.
Thank you, Kabi. Thank you so much. I want to express gratitude for having this opportunity to be here in this program, on this episode. And thank you, everybody who's watching and listening. The topic today is action by attributes and intention. Well, in the famous, wonderful scripture, Indian scripture, the Bhagavad Gita, there is a lot of teachings there about karma yoga, the yoga of action, as being one particular path to self-realization. So in the context of spiritual awareness journey, it is important. It is important because, as mentioned by Kavi just now, every action has consequences, effects on the one performing the action, of course, but also on other people, on the world around, on nature. This indicates that our behavior implies a constant responsibility. Sometimes we like to justify our wrong deeds, stating that maybe we acted because we acted wrong because we were feeling bad. Feeling bad is not an excuse, because we are responsible of our actions regardless of how we feel. Also, Kavi said now, everything we do is action. Life is impossible without action. Whatever we do is an action, even if we are sitting and doing nothing, or even if we are sleeping, because the effects of, for example, too much sleep will be bad for us. In the topic, we mention attributes and intentions. So let's see attributes. Attributes of an action refers to the quality of the action, of actions, the way we qualify them. And on this, we can remember that from early age, we were taught that there are good deeds and bad deeds, good actions and bad actions. So how to determine what is a good action, a right action, or a wrong action? And to better understand this, we can first ask ourselves one question. When we ask what is right, we can first say to what purpose? What is the goal in mind? Because according to that, we can judge a particular action. Say, if simple examples, if I want to cook food, it is right to go to the kitchen. It would be wrong to go to the bathroom, because my purpose is to prepare a meal. Or if I want to drive a nail into wood, it is right to use a hammer, and it is wrong to use a screwdriver. I can give another example. A sportsman who wants to win a competition where he is taking part, and if he has this purpose to win the competition as his only goal and purpose without any other consideration at all, it would be good for him cheating to attain his purpose. But here we have something to consider. For all human beings, beneath all our desires, psychological, emotional desires, beneath all our motivations, there is one basic one, which is common for all of us, and it is true happiness, true love, and true freedom, which, in other words, is the purpose of spirituality. If we have this motivation, this basic motivation, then our conduct, behavior, could be judged by this, because when our actions will bring us forward on the path leading to this purpose, could be considered right, and those actions taken us away from this purpose can be considered wrong. And this basic motivation give us a definite direction. Suppose we help a man whom we see is in need, and we don't benefit by helping him in any way. The man is not rewarding us, but we will feel happy doing it. We will feel peace of mind, joy in our hearts. The man who we are helping will be happier. Perhaps other people will help us in the future because of this. Of course, there can be a possible confusion here, because we can think, okay, if whatever it's making me happy is right, then maybe if I eat a whole pot of ice cream because it is making me happy, that is right. But the whole pot maybe is wrong, because it's not making me happy afterwards, because my health will be affected, and even my mind. Or if I enjoy and I feel happy being lazy, because working is not making me happy, then that will be right. We know it's not so. So we have to be guided by discrimination, by discernment, and not by emotion. It is not a question of what we like now, right now, but what we want more, but what is more valuable for us. We have also been taught and told that if we do a bad action, we will suffer consequences. Actually, it is the other way around, because the fact that we will feel pain or joy is what determines that the action is good or bad. This is interesting to notice. Sometimes we feel, oh, we have to do the right thing. It's our duty. But it's not so. It's not so. We have to do the right thing because we want the good consequence, because it's convenient for us. It is convenient. So it's not a question of what we have to do, what we must do, but what we really want to do. Consequences can be inner, the effects can be on ourselves, the one performing the action, or also on other people, outside, external consequences. How to judge? Well, yes, we have to consider this ultimate goal. If we are doing good to other people in the sense of making them truly happier or increase their love, their freedom, that is, actions arising from kindness from our part, thoughtfulness, respect, love for others, and also actions which will not interfere with their free will. The outcome on ourselves, it's a little bit different because we are different. We all are different. We have all different values in life. There cannot be any universal yardstick, no constant yardstick either, even for one individual at different times in his life or her life. I want to give an example here. There is a young man, honest man, businessman, and his personal values at one particular time, in this particular time in his life, are based on his financial prosperity for his needs and his family needs. So for him, it's okay to start a business project and devote all his interest, efforts, energy, time, attention to this project, and it will be right for him. It will help him go forward on his path. But another man, let's say Mahatma Gandhi, that's an example. If he devotes himself for such a project, it will be not right because his ideals and values in life are very different. I mean, if Mahatma Gandhi starts a business project with his personal economic prosperity in mind, and even for the same individual, the young man, maybe many years afterwards, when he has received the blessing of spiritual teachings, as an old man to start a business project like the one before, it wouldn't be right. Another point to see is that effects on the physical, that is physical wise, the effects are easily perceived, and often they come very soon. Like if I want to cross the street and I don't look at the sides, at each side to see if any car is coming, uh, it's a wrong action, and the results will be evident very quickly. Or if I come close to fire, I will notice immediately the burning or the heat. Or also, if I do some physical exercises, the physical well-being will be immediately felt. But when we talk about inner effects, we don't recognize the results so easily. It takes more time. Uh, Maybe we cannot relate cause and effect so easily. This is perhaps the reason we repeat mistakes, and maybe later wondering why we suffer. I can give an example here. There is a young, beautiful girl, but she's very arrogant, and she's got egoic self-confidence because of her beauty and other virtues, and she's treating everybody disrespectfully, disdaining them for years. Perhaps the time will come when people will get tired of this, of her manners, and will begin to avoid her and neglect her. So the girl probably will think, what is happening here? Why is it that nobody loves me? So what are positive actions? There is a great chance that the actions will be right when they expand our consciousness, when they promote unity, when actions open the heart and allow the manifestation of the love within, when actions give us fulfillment of our deepest needs, actions which increase peace of mind, true inner joy, spiritual well-being, freedom, and this is also important, actions coming from such states of joy and love. All these actions can be considered pure and uplifting. Best of all, most of all, actions done as an offering to God or to Guru if we are lucky to have one. Now let's see about intentions. Intention is the reason for doing something. Well, good intention, first of all, is not enough. They have to be translated into action. And also, a good intention translated into action is not necessarily good. The action will not necessarily be good. For example, when we have the good intention to help somebody, but we help the wrong person. Maybe somebody is actually needing help and we help him. Okay, this is a good intention and a good action. But if we help somebody who doesn't really need, that is wrong. As in the case of giving charity money to a poor man in the street who then is going to drink alcohol with that money. The end does not always necessarily justify the means. This is something that has to do with intention. There is the famous case of Robin Hood, having the good intention to help poor people, but harming other people, taking from other people without consideration for them. Also, we can have the good intention to feed ourselves and to eat, but if we eat too much, this is a wrong action. Or if we have the good intention to eat nutritious food and we eat meat, but we are killing animals, and meat is not good for our health and mind. So, what is a good intention? We should ask ourselves, is there any selfishness in our motivation? Because selfishness is the cause of all suffering. What is a selfish intention? A selfish intention can be said to be when it is based on our own profit or pleasure, when it's lacking consideration for others, when we are seeking respect or high opinion. Generally speaking, we can say that selfish intention is not good because selfishness is opposite to love and true happiness. Love is giving with no expectation of receiving, of reciprocity. Selfishness is wanting to receive and being unwilling to return. So we should tend towards love and away from selfishness. This is not something new for all of us. In terms of intention, we should be concerned with the action itself, not with what we ourselves can gain from it. And now to finish, I go back to Bhagavad Gita. We are only entitled to action, never to its fruits. Bhagavad Gita tells us not to let the fruits of actions be our motive. So thank you very much for listening and watching.
Thank you, Murali. That was really amazingly explained. And then I love the way you were able to break out both the different concepts, and you gave some really interesting and insightful examples there, which I'm sure everyone here is able to look at in their own world and almost be able to internalize and think about what they all are. I think, like as you said, beneath all our motivation, it's true happiness and true love and true freedom, which is, again, like you said, the true purpose of spirituality. And therefore, if our basic motivation, our conduct can be judged on this, it will give us the definite direction we need to move in, which is the spirituality. And I just wanted to touch on, you really struck a chord with the selfishness piece, because that is something quite key and quite relevant to today's nature and the world we all live in. The selfish intentions we have, it creates the deepest of sufferings, and we see that all around us with everything going on throughout the world as we speak right now. It is drawn from selfishness, that lacking in consideration of others, which is really a poor thing, and a poor choices can be made from there. And therefore, like you said, using spirituality to venture us out into the correct place is the key thing. So thank you for that, Murali. It was really inspirational. Now we wish to present our special guest speaker today, Mahatma Nirmohi Baiji. And Mahatma Nirmohi Baiji is an enlightened saint from Haridwar, India. She is following the path towards inner self, path towards self-realization, and she became a solemn disciple of spiritual master Shri Satbaji Maharaj, who's the founder of Manav Dharam Samiti. She's been associated with MUSS for the last 14 years. And since then, she has been delivering spiritual discourses to motivate people around the world and help them to understand that the real essence of life is. So it's a great privilege today to be in the presence of Mahatma Nirmohi Baiji today. And she will share with us her deep and personal spiritual understanding and experiences of the effect and effects of actions taken by the attributes and intent. So without further ado, here now, Mahatma Nirmohi Baiji.
His Holiness Sri Guru Maharaj Ji, and all dear respected premies, brothers and sisters, present here in this spiritual awareness journey program. So just now we are all listening from Mr. Murali Ji about action by attribute and intention. in a very insightful manner. So I hope and I know you all little more know about the action and its importance. So it's just a sharing with you all whatever I have understood about the action till date. So here I would like to use the word karma in place of action. Karma is the Sanskrit word, means the action. So I will use the word karma frequently while I speak on. So generally, the action means the acts, the activities and the works that we all do in our everyday basis, and which is very relevant and very relative to every one of us. But before doing any action, any karma, a thought arises in our mind, right? A thought arises in our mind, and then we act. So before doing anything physically, or the action doesn't mean that we do by our hands only. Action, karma, means the through our eyes, what you see is also regarded as action. What we hear from the ear, what we say from our speech, from our mouth, everything all related or regarded as the action, the physically whatever we do. But doing that, a mental act happened in our mind to do or not to do, that we decide to perform, to act. And then we do our action, that we perform our action, anything good or bad. Or in the same way, like, let's say there is no fruit without seed. Okay, there is no fruit without seed. In the same way, thought is like a seed from where a desire, a want to do the action arise. And after that, it manifests in our behavior, and then we act. And as a result of our action, whatever it be, it will bears the consequence. It will have the effect in our life. So it are all interrelated to each other, the thought in our mind, and then that we manifest, that we do from our physically, whatever, and the action we do and the consequences that we are responsible for it. So it are all, the interrelated. And I think this, the thoughts, the desires, the emotions, the feelings, whatever we have are the attribute that really drives us, that determine our values that we carry on, and then we act accordingly. And so the qualities that we have, the negative qualities, the positive qualities, that also determine, that also spell the quality of our action, the quality of our action, and also the intention behind the action, intention within the action that we do. So it's very, very important to understand the correlation that this all the attributes, the intention, the action, its consequences that's carried with it. And also the karma has the moral obligation also to do. So whatever we want good in our life, goodness, then we need to follow, one has to follow the morality, the ethical values for a better result. And also a man has given that, let's say, the gift or the asset we have being a human being, the free choice, the free will to act. Because the situations, the circumstances, wherever we are, it's not in our control sometimes. It's not by our choice. But the decision that we make and how we react, how we respond is totally dependent on one's will, that we are free to choose, the free to decide, okay? And for which, according to our action, on the base of our action that is good or that is bad action, someone is praised, some people are blamed for their action, someone is rewarded, someone is punished for on the basis of their action. And the action that we do, whatever, we are totally responsible for that. We have to bear the consequence. We have to accept the effect of the action that we do later or the sooner in any time. So as the time and the action is also correlated, because we are having this life, we are spending the time day by day, month to month, from year to year. And so the time has the three dimensions: past, present, and the future. So on this basis, karma has three forms. That are, first is the sanchita karma, second is the prarabdha karma, and third is the kriyaman karma. First, sanchita karma means the accumulated actions, accumulated karma that we have done in our past life. Whatever, it's like a karmic account of our action that we have done in our past life. That is gathered there, that is piled up, that's a collection of our action and its results. And the next is the prarabdha karma, means the destiny. Destiny means a portion of that, from that accumulated karma, whatever we are getting in this life, whatever we are enjoying, whatever we are having, it's all there. That we get something without asking for even. We get so many things in life effortlessly because we can say it's all predestined. We are getting, but because that is there in our destiny. So I think this karma and destiny, our life itself is the combination of destiny and the karma. And karma creates our destiny. And from destiny, we get whatever, so many things in our life. And then the next is the kriyaman karma, which is, I think, a very important way of living our life, to act. See, kriyaman karma, it's like a chance, an opportunity for us to do a new karma. It adds additional karma, and which also give us a chance to grow, to craft our future also. Destiny is there, but kriyaman karma allows us, give us an opportunity to elevate, to uplift our life to the greater height. So in this case, just once Sri Rama asked his master Vasishtha, if master, everything is predestined, if everything is predestined, life, death, to get fame, defame, to get lost, benefit, then what is the speciality of the human being, to born as a human? Then Vasishtha answered, yes, so many things are really predestined in human life. But human being is gifted. Human being has given that freedom to choose, freedom to act freely, responsibly, willingly, consciously. Now this is the golden opportunity that we can do our new karma, our good karma, which really, craft our future for a better future, for a bright future. So these are, I think it's very important to understand the Kriyaman Karma, the movement, this time, this present movement, present life, present time. It's like a gift. If we use it very properly for a higher cause, for our benefit, or let's say for our well-being, and for the well-being for the others. So I think we need to understand and implement, apply in our life. And really, karma or action is the very prime factor that is operating in the world on the basis of the law of cause and effect. As Kavi has said, and Mr. Murliji, that whatever we do, the good action, it results good. Whatever we do, the bad action, it results bad results. It is, related. Whatever what you sow socially, it's really true. And also, the action, whatever we do, the intention matters a lot. Intention behind the action we do, whatever the intention, good or bad, it's very important to understand, to know, to purify our intention, to have a good intention, or rather than the bad intention behind the action that we do. So to explain it, to understand it more clearly, I would like to narrate a story here. So a gentleman went to the brick factory to interview the workers there, to know their intention, what they are doing there. So he went and he asked the person, a worker there, that what are you doing? And he said, I'm doing the job here for my sake, for my survival. I'm doing here my job for my sake. And then he went to another person and asked, and now, brother, what are you doing here? He said, I'm working here, not for my sake only, for my family, for their livelihood, that I'm working here for my all family members, that I am owning here. And the same question he asked to the other person then, and he said, I'm working here for a bigger cause, for a bigger well-being. I think I'm making this brick. It's like a contribution that I'm giving, I'm providing for the nation building, because I know that with these bricks, my countrymen, my fellow being will construct their home where they will live, they will stay with their family. So see the differences of their intention behind their action. And again, he moved to another person who was very spiritual, the inclined person, spiritual person. And he asked the same question, brother, what are you doing? He said, I'm doing here, it's my duty, because we cannot live without action. We need to do the action. So I'm fulfilling my duty. It's like my offering, my service to the Lord. So see how the intentions are different. They are doing the same job, the same work, same action there at the same place, but the intentions are different on the basis of their mindset, on the basis of their values, the value system on which they lived. And also, when our intention, that desire, our emotions, whatever is there within the mind which drives us to act, when it intention transform into our sheer determination, conviction, dedication to do something greater, something good for other well-being also, when it transforms from personal well-being to the larger well-being, when intention transforms into determination, that really made impossible, that will really make the impossible possible. We have so many examples, like a story of the great people, men and women, that who did something impossible and made it happen or made it possible. Like here, I would like to name a person like Dashrath Maji, who is now renowned as a mountain man, who did impossible and make it happen, just cutting, the big mountain was there, and with his sheer determination, with his sheer conviction, hard work, and selfless action, he cut the mountain with a hammer and a sigil in his hand alone, and he made the road from the mountain. And now it's the example, but it took the 22 years to do that action. But he was so constant, he was so passionate, he was so convicted to that action, and it made it, and he made it possible, and made the mountain made the road out of the mountain. So there are other examples out there, so many, that the intention that is working behind the action, made so many things outstanding in this world. So it's very important to know that it's like a karmic cycle that goes on and on and on. Then whenever we live this life, it goes on non-stop. The karma, that action of any kinds we do. But when we realize that it goes on and on, but when we go deeper into it to understand more about the karma, then we found that, like in the Bhagavad Gita, it is there, the very secret, the very art of doing selfless action, means that this calm karma yoga, doing which really it doesn't bind us, but it frees us, it liberates us. Or the art of yog karmashu kaushalam, to know the art of fulfilling our duty without attachment, without expectation. Then how it is possible? It is possible when we implement, when we understand it more clearly and apply in our mind, we can do the selfless karma, which really liberate us. So here I would also again want to refer a story, metaphor from the Upanishad, to know the karma and its cycle more clearly. So two birds used to sit in a tree, one up and the second one below. And the lower birds, always restless, hopping from here and there, flying, jumping from one branch to another branch, and eating the fruits there. And sometimes he used to taste the bitter fruit. And afterwards, again, he jumped into another branch of the tree and taste the sweet fruits. And he used to do this kind of, testing the fruits again and again, thrown wisely. But once, when he looked up to that higher bird, who was very calm and settled in his own self, very settled in his own glory, and looks very majestic. And he neither, eating the bitter food nor the sweet food, but he was just witnessing, he was just watching. And so he just wants to go there, the lower bird, but his craving stopped him to fly. And again, he start to taste the fruit from sweet and bitter again and again. But one day, he tastes the very extremely bitter food, and he stopped there and really desired to fly from there. And he fly from there and reached up. And when he went closer to the higher bird, and when he really and reached very closer to that higher bird, and the rays of the light of that higher bird shine upon that lower bird. And when that happened, the two became one. The two became one. And actually, it means that actually there was no two birds. There was only one bird. The lower bird is only the reflection of that higher bird. The story means that the tree signifies our body, and the lower bird signifies the mind, and the upper bird signifies the self, our true inner self, our soul, our inner being. We just watching and witnessing, detached from all activities, detached from all action and its result. And when we really to understand it, to apply this, because see, the mind is always craving, always restless, want to do so many things, and doing which the action will get the result. So this karmic cycle, the cycle of karma, doing action and so many deeds, it goes on and on non-stop. But there is the art of selfless karma, means action in action, as Kavi was mentioning about that. So here the art of selfless karma yoga means the selfless action we can apply, we can implement our life, doing which really those karma don't bind us, just don't bind, but it liberates us, it frees us. So it's very important to do that kind of karma, that kind of action. It's like offering as a service to the Lord and to the humanity as a whole. It's very important to purify our intention, to purify our wants, our the real intention behind the action, which really free us. And let's do, and let's use and properly use the asset to choose our action in proper way for our to navigate or to uplift our life to the greater heights. And the selfless action we can implement when we understand the spiritual insight, the spiritual understanding, the spiritual knowledge. When we understand it, and then it happens in our life, and it's possible, and it is very practical that we should implement that. And let's do that kind of karma or that kind of action with good motive and good intention for our well-being and for the well-being for the others around us. Thank you all.
Thank you, Nirmohi Baiji, for your really wise words there. Really, I think everyone here is surely be able to take at least a gem of some of your knowledge. I loved how the way you're able to describe how for doing any action, we have that thought, and that is that seed that is planted in our heads. And we have to really think about it before actually taking that action. And this is one thing I think I'll be guilty of as well. And I think everyone here listening will be guilty of, where you can make an action before actually thinking about the proper consequences that can be interluded around it. I love that analogy around the brick factory, how there are so many concepts to what we are trying to do. And we need to gain that level where we are doing stuff out of selflessness, not for our own reward. And through that, everything, like you said, comes with the opportunity of doing new karmas in the life we lead. So thank you so much. It was really insightful. We are running short on time, but Baiji, we would like to just address one question to you, if you don't mind. So one of the questions we had come in was, how can one become aware of their attribute?
We can aware of our attribute by becoming aware of our mental awareness, the thoughts that we have within our mind, and which really drives us to act, to do the action of any kind. And so to aware of it, we need to have the very meditative mind, for which we have to meditation. We have to do the meditation. And I think self-observation is very important. Self-observation of our own thought process, that what we are thinking, what I am thinking. And when we are aware of this, when we're aware of our own thought process, when we set our way of we think, then I think we are aware of the attribute of the action as well. And the moment we become aware of the attribute, then I think we will get the hold, we'll get the control on our action as well also, for which we have to work on ourselves first, practically, and then it will happen. Then we'll become aware of the attribute as well.
Thank you, Baiji. That was very easily and well put, because like you said, once we can understand our attribute, we can control our action, which is quite key in this day and age that we live in. So I'm really sorry, everyone, but we have come to the end of our program today, so we couldn't go through any more questions. As we've reached the end of our program, we'd wish to thank you for all of the questions you've put, and we want to thank our speakers today, Mahatma Nirmohi Baiji and Mr. Murali, for their insightful thoughts and answers. We'd like to then also thank them for sharing their time and giving us all the opportunity to understand what is happening. You can always reach them by sending an email through to the spiritualawarenessjourney@gmail.com with any other questions, and it will be left in the chat box at the end of the session. Again, we thank our speakers today and for giving such an impact on each of us. And hopefully, I think everyone will be able to take something away and really implement into our day-to-day lives, as this is something we can actually look at. And as Baiji did mention, think about your thought process, almost understand what your thought process is, and from there we can start to control what is happening. Thank you for also reminding us about the purpose and the need to acquire spiritual knowledge so that one can start their own spiritual awareness journey and to take those actions that connect one to oneself and others and the divine creation. And we understand we are loved beyond measure and our true treasure to all. I wish to thank each and every one of you for your presence today on the Spiritual Talk platform. And our next program will be held on Saturday, March the 19th. And it will be episode 27. And our topic will be Science and Spirituality 2. So we've gone through science and spirituality before, but this is an extended session on this, where we'll be able to go through all the ins and outs and the flows of the energies that manifest and transform the sustenance of this galaxy and this creation that we all live in today as human beings. All of our spiritual awareness journey previous episodes of season 1 and 2 are available on our Manav Dharam YouTube channel, where you can enjoy the many with other spiritual topics discussing different spiritual aspects and practical applications of spirituality in our lives. You can also check out the first Science and Spirituality session, which was done last season, which will follow on with the next topic when we do that. And feel free to drop us a note with any of your comments and questions. And like I said, the email address will be in the chat box. Thank you again, especially to Mr. Murali and Mahatma Nirmohi Baiji for their wonderful topic and explanations. And thank you all again for joining us. This episode's video will be available with subtitles on the Manav Dharam YouTube channel very soon, and feel free to post it on your social media channels to share with everyone. Thank you again to our sponsor, Manav Dharam YouTube channel, and wishing you a pleasant weekend. I was your host today, Kavinanda, and from all of us at the Spiritual Awareness Journey, wishing you a joyous day. And please mark your calendars for the next episode on March the 19th. And our best wishes to you all. Please see you soon, and let's keep the world at peace and in our prayers. Thank you.